Dear friends, this Rosh Hashanah I'm reminded of an incredibly powerful story that may be apocryphal, but it's worth repeating because it has such an important message for this year. It tells the story of the great violinist Itzik Perlman, who was once about to begin a concert and two of his strings on his violin snapped. And to the amazement of everyone present, instead of giving up, he proceeded to recreate the pieces of music he was going to play using only the strings of the violin that he had left. And it was an amazing performance, and people were absolutely astounded. But at the end of the performance, they came up to him and they said to him, "Why did you do that? You could have just asked for another violin. Everyone would have understood. Everyone would have understood the situation." And he looked at them and he said, "Because it's the artist's task to make music with whatever he has left." And I think that is the message for this Rosh Hashanah. This has been an incredibly difficult 6 months, a time that we wish hadn't happened. But I think the greatest problem with the COVID era is that it steals time from us, because we spend all our time thinking, if only tomorrow will come, if only the next day, if only this will pass. Once it passes, we'll do this. Once it passes, we'll sort this out. But life is precious. Every moment in life is precious. And we have to make the best out of the time that we have. And that is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is not about the past. Rosh Hashanah is about the future. It's about thinking of a perfect world, of a world where we can serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the best way possible. It's a world when we can try and make better music than we did the year before. We can try and be better versions of ourselves, for our families, for our kehillah. That is why in Rosh Hashanah we take the shofar. The shofar is a basic instrument. It can't produce variables in its sound. It's nothing like a trumpet. It's nothing like a violin. But that's the beauty of it, because the cry of the shofar represents us, our real lives, what we really like, with all the messiness that human life brings with it. That's the power of the sound of the shofar. And that's why the shofar is the perfect instrument for Rosh Hashanah, because we turn around to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and we say, please accept our tefillas. Even though we have so many failings, we want our music to be the best music it can be, despite the difficulties we have with the tools at our disposal. I know that this Rosh Hashanah is particularly difficult because as a kehillah we're scattered all over Hendon. Many of you will be joining us in shul, but others can't. But please remember that we are always together as a kehillah. It's the message I shared a few weeks ago on that Sunday evening. Asher b'kalom asher uzo. We sing as a kehillah, we sing together. Let's remember that the music that we can create together this year in Mi'at Hashem can be and will be incredibly special. Let's start creating that music together this Rosh Hashanah. And on behalf of Elishava and myself and our family, we wish you a ksiva v'chasima tova and a year filled with only brachas and good health and happiness.